Hi everyone, it's Mushy. Today our lesson is a new concept that you may or may not have seen yet before this year on multiplying fractions by whole numbers. Let's go ahead and get started. Okay, to start our lesson, we are going to begin with a fairly simple problem. And the problem that we are going to start with is the whole number 2 times the fraction of 1/2. All right, now we know multiplication as repeated addition. So if we were to do a problem like 2 times 2, we know that means that we are adding two groups of 2. So 2 times 2 would equal 4. Two groups of 2 would also equal 4. Believe it or not, multiplying a whole number and a fraction together is a very similar concept. So keep that in mind, that your earliest ideas of multiplying were probably explained as repeated addition, and this is the same kind of concept. Trust me. Trust me. Are you all trusting me? Trust me. You're going to be successful with this I can statement today. I just know it. Let's keep going. Once again is our problem of the whole number 2 times 1/2. So who can raise their hand and tell me, what is this problem kind of like? It's two groups of... I'll wait. It is two groups of 1/2. So it's kind of like if you were to go to 2 birthday parties in one day. Oh, what a day that would be, people. And you eat half a cake at each birthday party. Okay, not only are you going to get sick, but you're going to be really full. All right, stop talking about cake, Mrs. Mushy. We got to move on. 2 cakes that are halfway eaten. So let's go ahead and draw a model or a picture of this. So we're going to have 2 cakes. They are rectangular cakes. Here are my 2 cakes. We've got 1 cake, 2 cakes. We're going to split it in half because our fraction tells us to split it in half, 2 parts, and we are going to then shade 1/2 of each cake that we've eaten. So if we were to think of repeated addition or 2 groups of 1/2, we would have 1/2 plus 1/2, and look at that. Bingo, bango, boongo. We have won the lottery, common denominators, and you know from basic adding and subtracting fractions that 1/2 plus 1/2 actually equals 1 whole. All right? Is everybody kind of with me here? All right, we're going to keep going. All right, now that you kind of have the basic overview of what multiplying a whole number by a fraction is like, I'm about to blow your mind. Are you ready? It's going to be mind blown, baby. Let's get going. So here's our original problem. 2 times 1/2, or 2 groups of 1/2. Remember that cake example? Remember that? I'm sorry. Fractions lend themselves to food. We talked about this, pies. Pizza, cake, I know, it's almost lunchtime, we'll get there. So 2 groups of 1/2. Now the number 2, the whole number 2, is the same as 2 over 1. Would everybody agree with that? Raise your hand if you agree with that. The whole number 2 is the same as 2 over 1. Okay. Very good. So now what we have actually created is we have created 2 fractions, one of them being improper. That would be this one, where the numerator is larger than the denominator, and one of them being a proper fraction, this one. It's okay if we are multiplying fractions. You don't need to try and divide them and get a mixed number or anything like that. We're just going to leave them like this. Here we go. So when you're multiplying fractions, it's pretty fun. It's pretty easy. I enjoy it. What you're going to do is you're going to multiply the numerators. So you would multiply 2 times 1, which would give you 2. You're just going to go straight across from left to right, just like how you read. And then you're going to multiply the denominators. 1 times 2 gives you 2. All right, this is wrong, right? We know that we have to either reduce it or get it into the simplest form. 2 over 2 is the same as 1 whole. That's a volcano sound, everybody. And this is a picture of a volcano. Your mind has just been blown. Do you all understand how awesome that was that we just did? That was pretty amazing. Let's go back and kind of take a look and see why. All right, so what I've done with this problem is I'm showing you 2 different ways. The first way was where I drew the picture. 2 groups of 1/2, or 1/2 plus 1/2 equals 1 whole. The second way is where I made the whole number 2 into 2 over 1 and multiplied straight across. And I got 2 halves, which is also 1 whole. So as you can see, repeated addition with a fraction and a whole number has the same sort of concept as repeated addition with 2 whole numbers. Now, either strategy that you do, the one where we drew the picture or did repeated addition, which is that first one here, or drawing a line underneath the whole number here, is going to get you with the same outcome. You can decide which strategy works for you. Now, this was a very simple example. Keep that in mind. We are going to be doing problems like 5 times 1/6 and 7 times 8/9. So you have to decide if you want to write out 8/9 7 times. You can do it. I know you can do it. It's just a matter of how do you want to get to the answer. And that's what you're going to practice today with the I can statement. So that wraps up our lesson on multiplying a fraction by a whole number. I hope that you have enjoyed this video and are ready to get started with the I can statement during workshop today. In closing, I want to let you know that I am so proud of how well you have done so far with this unit, and I look forward to seeing more success out of you this morning. I hope that you have a couple ideas or strategies on how you're going to solve your homework today, and have fun multiplying a fraction by a whole number.